Welcome to CNB's special coverage of the Auto Expo. On our show tonight, we'll bring you the highlights from day 2, and there is plenty packed into this one as well. As you can see, I'm at the Volkswagen stand, and while of course there's a lot of attention on that nice orange, bright, shiny Beetle back there, that's a car of course that will definitely get a lot of attention because it's just recently been launched in India. But there's another one now from Volkswagen, besides the Amio subcompact sedan, and also the intent to bring in the Passat and the Tiguan. All of this we have talked about already, but now the crowd back there, that's the new Polo GTI. That's also going to be driving into the market, the more powerful version of the Polo, a more fun version as well. So that's the big news coming from Volkswagen today. But besides that, we also had a whole lot of other unveils that we want to bring to you very quickly. First up, let's talk about a concept car coming from Mahindra & Mahindra. It's based on the XUV. That part is not a secret. It's something that Mahindra spoke about. And we also saw a sketch before the Auto Expo. What am I talking about? It's the XUV Aero concept. If you take a look at it, yes, of course, it's inspired by the BMW X6 and now the more recent coupe SUVs coming from Mercedes-Benz. The concept is, of course, now just being shown as one, but Mahindra has very clearly said that it has production intent on this car. That's the big news. You will get this coupe version of the XUV, if you will, and that will come. We just don't know when yet, but it's still encouraging to know that Mahindra is moving in that direction. And if you look at the fit and finish and the styling detail on that car, it's very encouraging indeed. It's a nice little touchscreen display here as part of the Mercedes-Benz pavilion. And you can see they've got lots of videos on it, and you've got information about all the drivers. What am I talking about? Of course, the great overland adventure, this terrific voyage of discovery that we've been on for the past so many months, where we're actually driving 2 made-in-India cars all over the world. Yes, we are very proud of it, and yes, we want to tell the whole world about it, which is why here at the Expo, there's a special showcase. You can see the wall behind there has not just the logo, but the entire route map, things we have covered already, things we will be covering. And then is the car as well, the GLA, nicely dressed up with our very own colors on CNB. So we're very, very happy to see this section. It makes us very proud indeed. And we hope that those of you who come to the Expo will definitely come here, take some pictures, take a selfie and send it to me if you do come here. We'd really love to see that because we feel very happy and very proud about all of this. All right, now let's talk about more that's happening at the Expo on day 2. It's not all of this. As if all of this wasn't enough for you, well, we've got more new cars from Maruti Suzuki. Yes, you had the Vitara Brezza from Maruti yesterday, but today it was the turn of 2 concept cars. The first one is the Ignis concept, which of course is something we've briefly showed you from the Tokyo Motor Show already. It's been shown as a concept here in India, but the good news, it will come here. So will the second car, the RS version of the Baleno, which will sport an all-new engine as well. And so new engine technology and a new lightweight platform with the Ignis. These are 2 things coming to India by the festive season, says Maruti. That's of course when you will have prices, etc. And both these cars will drive out of the Nexa showroom, and it will go into the Nexa channel as well when it comes to distribution. So lots of big news from Maruti at this year's Expo for sure.
Kenichi Ayukawa, Managing Director, Maruti Suzuki, joins us for a quick chat. The second day, and they have a couple of interesting launches. The Ignis, of course, is the one that's catching a lot of attention. Take us through what you want to bring to the market in the production version finally when it comes to India.
I think that the Indian market is continuously expanding. That means that the variant of the customer the demand is quickly changing. In order to satisfy some customer the demand, we would like to align this kind of type car.
Sure. That segment is a very attractive segment now, given the volumes there is. What kind of volumes are you expecting in that segment once you get into it? You're also doing the Vitara Brezza, so it'll obviously be a complementary strategy, right?
It's quite a difficult question for us. Of course, we are expecting some volume, but we recognize we have to create such kind of segment newly. That's why gradually we're expecting expanding it this kind of volume, this model volume.
Sure. In terms of the engines on offer, in terms of overall styling and the features, what kind of positioning are you looking at for the Ignis?
As far as that we implementing this model to Nexa, that means a little bit that high level that vehicle, even though size is that a segment.
Sure.
We have to set up a new segment to this model in Nexa.
Sure. In terms of the market launch, when is it expected to hit the markets? When are you looking at? Is this later in the year, festive season? Are you looking to tap that?
Yeah. I think that I mentioned that in my speech. We are expecting the implementing at festive season this model, the boss model.
Some big news coming in on the two-wheeler side from Triumph, which has only been growing its business by leaps and bounds here in India. I am talking about the brand new motorcycle. It is part of the Bonneville family, but it has a new name, the Street Twin. It was unveiled in December in London and now is already making its Indian debut here, priced very attractively by Triumph standards or by high-end brand standards. 6,90,000 rupees is what you can get yourself a Street Twin for, and there will be a lot of takers. Remember, it will end up being a volumes product for Triumph, and it's one that we will watch very closely as it starts to hit the road. Another thing that I would like to watch closely, because it might escape my vision very soon, is this car. It's the GTR, the legend, the Godzilla from Nissan. It is making its debut here, and alongside it, you also have the hybrid version of the X-Trail SUV that will also be arriving in India. That is the new generation of the X-Trail, but I can't help but stay closer to this car. I have driven the GTR many months ago, and I can tell you that when it comes to performance, there isn't one that comes very close to it. So it'll be exciting to have it here in India. There is going to be a special brand ambassador for Nissan for these high-end products. Who am I talking about? Well, I'm told he's coming to join me in just a bit. Let's find out. And there he is. He doesn't need an introduction. It is John Abraham. Thank you for speaking to us,
Thanks,
John.
man.
And
Thank you.
Wonderful to see you. It's been a while since we last met and chatted. And this is, of course, a new development coming on board with Nissan. Tell me the three things about the car that you liked or found the most exciting when you drove it the other day.
Oh wow, the car's very well balanced. The engine is pushed a little at the back, so I think the weight distribution is practically absolutely 50-50, and you feel it when you're driving actually. The car's so freaking torquey, and when you put your launch controls on, it actually does, like they say, a 0 to 100 in 2.7 seconds, and that's ridiculously fast. What I like about the Nissan GTR actually is that it's an everyday car that could be a supercar, and that's what I think is really special, because I've had cars before, but I've had to keep them in garages, polish them, paint them, get them out in the middle of the night. This car, take it out every day. It opens up when you want her to fire up. She closes when you don't want her to fire up. She's fantastic, and I think Nissan's done a great job, even with the car's kind of silent from the inside, but you still hear the sound of the engine, which is fantastic. So I really wouldn't talk about the sound system. It's a Bose out there, but I really wouldn't talk about it because I want to hear the sound of the engine.
Yeah, that's not
But the other beautiful thing about this car that I really like is that it's assembled by hand, and they're called Takumis. So there's a craftsman that actually has assembled this car, and when you open the bonnet, you see his name being, up there. So it's really special, and when it's called the legend, and it's called Godzilla, and a supercar killer.
This is the Mahindra Thar Daybreak Edition, and it's not just a concept. You can actually order one of these. MahindraCustomization.com is the new website where you can actually get them by ordering one, and I think that's pretty cool because it does mean a 9 lakh rupee extra spend. But take a look at it. You get LED lights, you get the winch, you get the exhaust system, and these nice big fat mean tires as well. And it's not me who likes the Thar, it's a bigger fan of the Thar who's right here. Big fan of the Thar, Gul Panag. Nice to see you, Gul. And we missed you this year at the awards, but always a regular at the expo, aren't you?
Yes, I'm too much of an auto enthusiast to not be here every time there's an expo.
This looks exciting to you as well, doesn't it?
I like the tires on it. I think empty tires are always a big favorite for anybody who loves adventure. They have long life and they go over all kinds of terrain. So I love the tires. I think it has a lot of the specs my custom sort of expedition vehicle has also. So I think I would give it quite a few marks.